my gosh, you don't know how good it is to see you guys. I didn't realize it, but it was a year ago today that everything started. And it's only because of God's glory and grace and provision and answered prayers on your behalf and many others that I'm even here. I just want to thank you for that. I brought plants. And I thought, I better start out with something funny because otherwise I'll cry. Anyway, I don't know about if any of you have ever been in the hospital, but there are these notes that the doctors leave to you, or for whatever patient's there. These are actual medical chart notes that I found on the internet today. Number 1, she stated that she had been constipated for most of her life until she got a divorce. I don't know if that moved her or what happened. Two doctors were talking and one said to the other, between you and me, we ought to be able to get this woman pregnant. Another doctor's notes. The patient has 2 teenage children, but no other abnormal. Mothers of teenagers, I'm sure you agree. Number 4, it says the pelvic exam will be done later on the floor. I wouldn't want to see that. The next one, while in the emergency room, she was examined, x-rayed, and sent home. The next one, the discharge status, alive, but without my permission. I don't get that either. The next one said, I saw your patient today who is still under our car for physical therapy. The next one says the patient has not had previous history of suicide. Duh! Oh. And the last one says rectal examination revealed a normal sized thyroid. How deep does it go? Those are actual doctor's notes that were on the internet. I thought you liked it. I like to start off fun stuff. Well, a year ago today it started. I was supposed to be heading north to go see my son and daughter-in-law, Ted and Christy Engel. Christy was about to give birth to their second child, and between her mom and I, we had taken turns. Well, the night before this was all to take place, Mike came home from work and I said, I really don't feel that good. And so I called the emergency room and they ended up having me come in. Well, we went to Pekin because, of course, that wonderful insurance stuff you get in that little cart, you got to go to a certain place. So we went there. No one there seemed to know what to do with me. They did diagnose that I had some cancer and that it had been in my brain, my lungs, and in my head. Brain, head, and colon. Thank you. That's part of this problem too, is I forget. So I'll just ask for help. And so anyway, I ended up in the ER. And they said, we can't do a thing for you here in Pekin, you're going to have to go to Peoria. So we went to Peoria. Their test confirmed exactly what they had found in Pekin. And within a few days, I was having part of my colon removed. Well, Mike came out, or they came out to talk to Mike after the surgery, and they explained to him how they had to take away a foot of my colon. And they went to reattach it and do all that stuff for it. Mike went back to our store, and a couple days later, someone came into him and said, how on earth is your wife? Mike said, well, she's recovering well from surgery. They asked how I lost a foot. Mike was tempted to bend over and show him, but it didn't. But he did explain to them what the surgery was, and then they figured out what it was. So that was surgery number 1. Came home, recovered from that. And the next time I had to go in for brain surgery. And so they use this system called a gamma knife. I don't know if you know what it is, but you lay in a tube and it's like a picture taken of your brain constantly. You know, you hear the snapshots. Thank God there was no pain. So that was a wonderful thing. So I got out of the gamma knife surgery and I'm laying there and my wonderful son, I'm sure most of you know, Chad, was down for a visit. He came to make sure Mom was okay. So he came in and said, "Mom, it's your son Carl. How are you?" So I guess my brain was okay because I caught on that it was Chad. I think that's what he was trying to. So anyway, but during this gamma knife thing, I got to tell you, we were at a Catholic hospital. So they said, "Now what kind of music do you want to listen to?" And I said, "Oh, Christian music. Just turn that on and put a headset on. I can do this." So they got it on, and there were a lot of Catholic songs that were playing. I didn't recognize all of them, maybe a few hymns. But the thing that got me most was they were telling me, as the test was going, how much time I had left. And they told me at this one point I had 10 minutes. All of a sudden, on comes the Lord's Prayer. And it plays all the way to the end. And when it's done, I pull out that tube and my test is done. Now, I had kind of questioned whether God was with me, but it was then that I knew He was. And that song, I know it's still Catholic, or Methodist or whatever. I don't care what it is, I like that song. And it was just kind of a sign from God saying, "I'm with you, I'm going to be with you," and that's how it went. So, unfortunately, it came back, and at that point it was clear. But they did have to go back in for a second gamma knife because my brain just keeps growing, and so did the cancer cells. So we didn't know what to do, but thank God now, in the last test, everything is either dissipated or gone. The doctors can't find it. So in August, I had this issue with my lungs where the cancer was. I had the size of what they call a 20-ounce pop bottle between 2 lungs, and that's what they removed. And so, you know, I was in the hospital for that, and the doctors came in. You know how they always do after surgery, and they give you, you know, the upcoming surgery. Well, they came in, and I almost thought they were like clowns because they were both so jovial and so lighthearted. And the one in back, I couldn't understand. He was just elated. He was, I thought, well, that's some way to come and give me bad news, you know. But the first surgeon started talking, and he explained in words that were bigger than 7 letters, so I didn't know what it was. But all I got out of it was that things were really, really good. The second doctor, who had been jumping up and down, finally quit flipping and told me that they'd gotten everything. The margins were clear. And I could tell by their reaction that this was an absolute miracle, because something that big for the doctors to be able to remove was another act of God. I mean, there he is again. And I don't have much more to say about that other than that was a miracle. So, the last thing I've undergone was the brain surgery was supposed to be done by gamma knife, which is non-invasive from the outside. Well, I ended up one morning on a gurney in a hospital and had no idea how I got there. And it ended up, I had gone into some kind of seizure. Mike called 911 and we ended up back at the hospital. And as a result of that, that was last October, That's why I am the way I am right now. I mean, I'm really nuts, but not quite this bad. I can usually walk. But anyway, so they told me that it would take probably a year to get my walking back. And I went to physical therapy, and I've been doing stuff at home. Mike doesn't like it. I've done 3 flips down the steps. I don't know what his problem is. He gets upset when I do that. Probably because he can't do it. But anyway, that's what went on. But in November 2009, I went in for one of the normal PET scans, which is the whole body. Went back in, and the doctor came in, and he's usually pretty set back. It's Dr. Veeder over in Peoria, if any of you know him. I love him. But he came in, and he was really subdued. And I thought, well, he came out with, back that up. We had been in Kentucky for the week before that, and my neck was really hurting. Skip ahead to Dr. Veeder. He came in and said that all the cancer, the scan showed that there's cancer in the back of my neck, and that it wasn't aggressive this time and really growing. So he decided that instead of waiting and doing this and that, we were going to start immediately with chemo. So I had chemo every 2 weeks, and I don't know how many I've had, but the gift was I never got sick. The first time I got sick and they had not given me the anti-nausea drug, and I got through it the next time on, and I have not been sick one time from chemo. I've not lost hair, I've not lost memory, well, some. What was I talking about? But anyway, you know, I'm a pessimist by nature. And you know, it's great for me to see someone out there that has something very bad and say, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry for you. And I really do mean it. And I will pray for you. But when it's you, have them tell somebody else. It doesn't come out nearly as easily. And when the PET scan was not good, I got mad at God. I yelled at him. I said, you know what, I'm not going back to church anymore. I'm having nothing to do with you because we have prayed. Lots of people have prayed, and you're not doing one doggone thing about this cancer. I was ticked. And that's when I did not want anybody to come see me. I did not want to go anywhere. I was ticked, and I was going to stay there. But when God said, he said, wait a minute, go to your next checkup. And that's when I went in, and Dr. Veeder was all smiles. His assistant nurse, who was like a doctor, was all smiles. I knew something had to be up. And what was up was that God had taken care of what was in my brain. They said it was either minuscule or gone, which is a God thing. I know the machine did it, but that is a God thing. That is not something man has done. Man may have helped. Man may have mixed chemicals. But that is a God thing, and everything that has happened to me is a God thing. And you don't know how bad I wanted to share this. And I'm so thankful tonight that I've been able to do this. The sad thing is, some of you out there may be in the same boat. And you don't have that same hope and glimmer and good news that I've gotten from everybody involved. And that's hard for me to take now, even harder than it used to be. But don't accept it where you're at. One thing I learned through this whole thing was, instead of asking God to take away the cancer, I went ahead and said, thank you, God, that you did take away the cancer. And lo and behold, I don't know if it works for everyone this way, unfortunately not, but when I went in, my prayers were answered, and the prayers of lots of others. And I think what else came out of this was the fact that those of you who knew what was going on, I prayed pray you were blessed the same way I was, knowing that you had a part of those prayers. Because I would not be, I mean, I didn't want to use a walker, but I had to. But I just thank each one of you that had something to do with this illness. And as long as I live, hopefully I'll get rid of this thing in a while. But the thing that I want to do for him the rest of my life is to dance with the scars. And I'm going to have scars for my brain and my lung and my colon. But I'm still going to dance. And I hope you all do the same thing. Thank you.